Good morning to all. Today we are going to discuss about frequency distribution table. Let's see some examples. Say this question. 100 plants each were planted in 100 schools during one Mahotsav. After 1 month, the number of plants that survived were recorded as a data is given. So 100 plants were planted in 100 schools. After 1 month, the number of plants that survived were recorded. That is given. So we can see that there are 100 plants. So it is not possible to write all these values one by one. Okay. So in this case, it is a large amount of data. So in this case, we are going to reduce or represent this data in the form of class intervals. Okay, in the form of class intervals. So to form or to write class intervals, first we need to find what is the least value and what is the highest value. Okay, least value and what is the highest value. See, from this data, we can see that least value is nearly 28, isn't it? 28. Okay. Then 36, then 40, 50, all the values are here. So, least value starting with 28. So, our first class interval we can take as, listen, 20 to 30. Okay, 20 to 30. Now next class interval can be taken as 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60 and so on. Is clear? Otherwise you can consider, listen, 20 to 25. See 20 to 25, no plants, yes, 23, okay. 20 to 25, one plant, 23 is there. 25 to 30, 30 to 35. 35 to 40 and so on. We can choose any convenient class intervals to represent these data. Okay. See, our data is a large amount of data. Therefore, I divide this data or condense this data into groups like 20 to 29, 30 to 39, 40 to 49 and so on. Okay. So, you can consider the data as 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50 and so on. Anyway, these groupings are called classes or class intervals. Okay, classes or class intervals. And size of the class is called class size. So, class size means from 20 to 29, just count. How many numbers are there? How many digits are there? 20 to 29. You can see that there are 10 numbers. Okay, there are 10 numbers. So, class width or class size. Please note down. Class size or class width is equal to 10. Okay, class width or class size equal to 10. So, in each of these classes, the least number is called lower limit. This is the least number is called lower limit. And greatest number is called upper limit. Okay. For example, in the class interval 50 to 59, 50 is the lower class limit. 59 is upper class limit. Suppose in the case of 80 to 89, lower class limit is 80. Upper class limit is 89. Okay. Anyway, we can represent the given data in the form of classes like 20 to 29, 30 to 39, 40 to 49 and so on. Now see how many trees survived or plants survived in the class interval 20 to 29. So just count 20 to 29. See, through this data we can see that 28, 1, okay, 1, then here 2, then 27. Okay. So you can see that 28, 23, 27. These three numbers are lying between the first class interval 20 to 29. So the first column stands for number of plants. Okay. First column stands for number of plants. Then second column frequency. Frequency. So in 20 to 29, 3 plants were survived. Similarly, we can see that in the data 30 to 39, you can see that 14 plants were survived. And 40 to 49, just go through the data, you can see there are 12 plants survived. Okay. Now we can represent this frequency as tally marks also. Tally marks. So in the case of 3, we can write, listen, 1, 2, 3. Tally mark. Then 14 is, listen, 1, 2, 3, 4. Next number, just cross the line. That is 5. Then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. Then 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12. Okay. This is known as tally marks. Okay. So anyway, go through the data. You can see that in the range 50 to 59, there are 8 plants were survived. 60 to 69, 18 plants were survived. 70 to 79, 10 plants were survived. 80 to 89, 23 plants were survived. 90 to 99, 12 plants were survived. So these frequency can be also write in tally form also. Okay, it is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 5, 5, 15, 16, 17, 18. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 plus 5, 10. Now 23. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Now 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. See, if you are adding these frequency, you can see that there are 100 plants. Total number of plants we get. Okay. So, this is a frequency distribution table for grouped data. So, grouped data means a large amount of data or large quantity of data. And we defined or simplified this data in the form of class intervals. Presented the data in the form of class intervals. And therefore, this table is known as grouped frequency distribution table. Okay, grouped frequency distribution table. Let's see this table. This is a frequency distribution table which represents weights of 38 students of a class. Okay. So first column weight, second column number of students. 31 to 35, 36 to 40, 41 to 45, 46 to 50 and so on. Number of students 9, 5, 14, 3 and so on. So listen, in between 31 and 35 there are 9 students or 9 students having weight from 31 to 35. 5 number of students having weight 36 to 40. This is the meaning of this table. So there are 38 number of students and their weights are given. Suppose there is a student of weight 35.5. Okay, a student of weight 35.5 or 40.5 are admitted into this class. So our question is, in which interval will we include them? Okay, any student having 35.5 or 40.5 or 50.5 or something. Okay, so our question is, in which interval will we include them? So we cannot add them in the ones ending with 35 or 40 or not to the following ones. Okay, it is not possible. This is because there are gaps in between upper and lower limits of consecutive intervals. So we need to consider this class in another form. See here, in the class 31 to 35, what is the lower limit? Lower limit is 31. What is upper limit? 35. Okay. See, in the next class, lower limit is 36. Upper limit is 40. So, here upper limit, listen, here the upper limit is 35 and we need to make the same upper limit. Okay, the same 35 as the lower limit of the next class. See, in this class, upper limit is 40. So, we are going to convert the upper limit of this class is same as lower limit of this class. Okay, so for this we find the difference between the upper limit of class and lower limit of the succeeding class. We then add half of this difference to each of these upper limits and subtract the same from each of these lower limits. Okay, simply we can say that, listen, what is the upper limit of this class? 35. What is the lower limit of this class? 36, isn't it? Okay, 35 and 36. So, what is the difference? 36 minus 35, it is 1. Okay, it is 1. Now, what is the half? Half of 1 is 0.5. Half of 1 is 0.5. This 0.5 is subtracting from these lower limits and 0.5 is adding to these upper limits. Okay, 0.5 is subtracting from these lower limits and 0.5 is adding to the upper limit. This is the usual process to make the given class as a continuous class. Continuous class means after subtracting 0.5 to lower limit and adding 0.5 to upper limit, we can see that upper limit of the first class is same as lower limit of the second class. Upper limit of the second class is same as lower limit of the third class and so on. We can see what will happen if we add or subtract 0.5 to upper limit and lower limit. Okay. See the table. See, before it was, the first class was 31 to 35. Okay, first class was 31 to 35. So here we are subtracting 0.5 from the lower limit. So 31 minus 0.5, it is 30.5. Adding 0.5 to upper limit. So 35 plus 0.5, it is 35.5. Okay. The next class was 36.40. So subtracting 0.5 from lower limit. 36 minus 0.5, that is 35.5. Adding 0.5 to upper limit. 40 plus 0.5, it is 40.5. Next class was before 41 to 45. Subtracting, adding 0.5. Subtracting 0.5 becomes 41 minus 0.5. 40.5. Adding 0.5 to upper limit, 45 plus 0.5, 45.5. Okay. So from each lower limit, we are subtracting 0.5 and adding 0.5 to the upper limit. We get the resultant class intervals as 30.5 to 35.5, 35.5 to 40.5, 40.5 to 45.5 and so on. Now see the upper limit of the first class. What is the upper limit of the first class? It is 35.5. What is the lower limit of the next class? 35.5. Okay. Let's see. Upper limit of the first class is same as lower limit of the second class. Upper limit of the second class is same as lower limit of the third class. Isn't it? So, in this form of data, in this form of class intervals can be called as continuous class intervals. Okay, continuous class intervals. So suppose we have a data in this form, you just go through upper limit and lower limit of the succeeding classes are same or not. Okay, succeeding classes means one by one. So in this case you have to convert this form of data into continuous data by subtracting 0.5 from lower limit and adding 0.5 to the upper limit. Okay.